Yo, I just want to quickly take you through all the feedback that we got. I pasted all the comments in one text file so we can go through them. And then firstly, we've got the comments from our testers. And secondly, we have me and Marin's comments. First one, fit seems to be okay. I'm also quite happy with it. I don't find any issues with that. We're going to touch the sleeves a bit, which I'll touch on later as well. Second point is the length of the sleeves and shirt seems to be okay. The color, the white, we got that from two people mentioning that the white's indeed too white. I tend to agree with that. We might look into making the production batch of white a different shade of white, which we'll look into that. Mainly the main reason behind the white being too white, synthetic fabrics. So basically they reflect the light in a different way cotton does. But anyway, we'll look into that. The fabric seems to be okay, which is a good thing because that was kind of the main thing that I was worried about, whether we get the fabric right, because that's the most important thing of the whole product. And I'm really happy that we got it right. I think at least with this iteration we can go to market with. But the fabric I think is a big win at this point. Okay, so the buttons are quite cheap. I mean, looking. We'll look into probably doing the second batch with a different type of buttons, a bit more matte, so you don't have the shiny thing of the buttons. So that's something we're gonna change for the second batch. The threads, now the thread going through the shirt is okay, but there's some issues with the thread on the buttons. So we're looking into technology that allows the thread, once it's made once it's manufactured, there's an ironing process that goes at the end of that manufacturing, and then there's a technology of thread that actually melts on top of the button during that process, which is quite nice because then it doesn't untangle. So we'll look into that as well for the second batch. The cut's really nice, which I agree with, as I said before. Now, I didn't notice this myself, but we got the feedback that the fabric has a distinct sweaty performance fabric smell. I haven't seen it in my shirts. I know Marine hasn't as well, but I'll test that and see if I get the same issue, because it's an important issue not to have. Again, the feedback for the white, we'll look into that. No issues switch washing or drying, which is nice. Now for me and Marine's feedback, the button thread issue, or the button issue. So we're changing the buttons not to be that shiny, and the thread, which I told you about with all the new technology. Now the biggest issue for me is, well, one of the biggest issues that during the second or third wash, there's a piece that's in the collar that keeps it straight, which actually I think currently it was glued, so that came off within the collar, so it's not as straight. So we're gonna be looking into actually making a pocket, which you'll be able to take that piece of plastic. I don't know what's called in English. Sorry about that. I'll do my homework next time. So basically, before washing it, you'll take it out, wash the shirt, then once it's out, you put it back into the pocket, and that way we can have a different piece as well. For some people, we prefer a softer or harder one. So that's going to be implemented for the second batch of shirts. Reducing the sleeve width, so basically from the shoulder to the forearm, reducing it by a bit, and then mainly around the cuff area. I think there's quite a lot of fabric loose in that area, so we'll take that a bit off. Increasing the width of the cuff. I know Marine found that sometimes if you wear a watch, then the cuff is a bit too tight, so look increasing the width of that. And an issue with a loose thread on the inside, so it's not coming off or anything, but it's just something that needs to be cut off and then make sure that it doesn't untangle, but it shouldn't be any loose thread.